All right, well, we're gonna start off this video. Actually, my last video, part one, said what not to do, and this video is basically gonna be all the stuff thrown together that I recorded. Hopefully, y'all can make sense of it. Whoever's interested in this stuff, and but basically, it's gonna start off by me hacking up these harnesses and figuring out, yeah, from all this mess, right? And figuring out exactly how the mirrors work and what it's gonna take. So, well, let's get to the videos. Okay, I finally got the passenger side figured out. So, coming out of this factory harness, it's going to be orange, white to gray, black. Let's hold this, see, focus here, buddy. And then you got white to tan. And then you got brown, black to purple. And that should coincide with this switch right here. You have a purple. Yeah, I jabbed them up a little bit, but you have that orange, white, and then you have a tan, which there's two tans. I'm not sure which one it is, but they might even be on the same circuit. But anyways, so the passenger side is figured out. I just need to do a couple little verifications. These black wires, I'm guessing that's for the defrost, because I thought that was a ground or something. Nope. So yeah, I just chopped up this $100 harness for, I guess, just to figure it out. Sucks, but it is what it is. All right, for the driver's side, it looks like I just need to go white to tan. So I have to figure out which one is which down there, the switch, and then blue, white to looks like green, and then looks like green, white to white for the driver's side mirror. I don't know what all this other crap is. Oh, you know what? It's probably blinker. I didn't even think about that. One of these wires is probably for a blinker. Anyways, that's for this mirror. Man, I should have tried to figure that out. Well. Alright, so I did get something in. Something else. I was going to wait to throw this in, but I think I'm going to just throw it in. I think it's an 8-inch. Just an Android radio. I was going to set it up right here, but I thought, you know what, I'm just going to throw it in. So let's see what happens when I get it in there. Well, I bought one of these kits to go in there. I did pull this out, this little cover with the, it was actually pretty simple. There's two little tabs you push, and then it just pushes right out. Let's pop this in there and see if it works. Well, I got it in there, but I don't know. I may end up changing this thing out, but for now, we'll see what happens. Well, it's in. Everything lines up pretty good. I gotta kind of clean some of this stuff up. Of course, I killed my battery earlier, so let's start it up, see what happens. Well, I got the mirrors on. I mean, that's probably the easiest part, but they fit perfect. Of course, I'm not gonna, do anything permanent yet because I'm still waiting on a couple of things. I finally got this passenger side door panel open, and I see what they got going on here for the windows. So these are for the window controls from the driver's side. This is a ignition 12-volt source. This is a constant, and this they wired right here. So I'm gonna have to get all that situated, but yeah. So I'm just waiting on basically one more thing. It's supposed to be here Monday because I ended up needing more wire, and I was gonna use something I had here, but I decided not to. So anyways, what's up, Harley? Work in progress. I did get the radio in last night. I kind of made a video about that, but I'll get back into that. That's actually seems to work out pretty good. Moving on. All right, well, I had a little bit of dynamite left over from a few old builds, so I figured I might as well throw it in here. But you can see I didn't do the whole door, but just some just to help resonate. But I had bought these from Amazon. You can probably even see the model number right there, but I wasn't really happy with the seal right there. But it's probably because I put this dynamite on there all the way around, and I kind of folded it in. But so I ended up putting some of this. I had some of this laying around. A little foam right there. Actually seals it up pretty good. I'd use some self-tapping screws right here, but it looks pretty good now. So passenger side's done. I got the mirror in. Still not ready to do the wiring yet, but figured I'd do this. I bought some JBLs to throw in here. Just figured I'd throw a little sound deadener on there. I do want to get a little bit of aluminum tape, put it around here at edges, because this stuff gets icky, especially when it gets hot. But all right, another step. Now for driver's side. All right, well, driver's side door is pretty much done as far as getting a little bit of dynamite on there, mounting this little adapter. Then I had bought these. I was gonna run new wire, but I mean, I'm not trying to put no big old system or nothing in this, so I just went and bought these adapters from Amazon. Just connects to the stock wiring, so just for the new speaker. But yeah, one more step. I mean, I gotta just waiting for that one more little wire run that I ordered to come in, and then I'm gonna run all the wiring and then start wiring these suckers up, get these mirrors going. I actually can't wait because I hate having all this stuff just laying around, but I gotta clean up. I'm probably gonna unwrap some of this stuff that they wrapped and test to tape it, or I don't know, because this leaves all this black residue. So, and that stuff sucks. WD-40 makes quick cleanup of that, but it also, I don't know if anybody knows, but if you get this black stuff, this butyl stuff on your hands, and like I just clean my hands pretty good, but man, it's nasty. If you use some WD-40, spray it on your hands, use a rag, wipe it off, comes right off. So just a little tip in case nobody knew that. But anyways, passenger driver's door done, mirrors installed, pretty much left to just do the wiring. All right. Oh, only for YouTube. Okay, I found the dome light, and it's right basically where it's at. Let's see if I can get it to turn on here. Let me see. Get this test light to turn on. I'm gonna turn the dome light on. See that? Okay, so that's the dome light if you want to find it for the mirrors. And it's basically, it's a gray wire next to that orange wire. So this is the BCM. It's going to be on that white plug. I have no idea what pin it is, but that's where I found it. I'm trying to get a good shot of it, but that's a little better. Anyways, it's that gray wire right there. That's the dome light. Okay, and I also did find the blinkers. And the blinkers are going to be, that's such a pain. Okay, it's going to be this green wire here. So let's get it in there. Let's get the test light. You see green and a yellow. Come on, focus there, buddy. Okay, basically, so let's turn the key on. Okay. Now let's see if we can look at the, I think I'm in the green one. I think the green one is, let's see. Man, it's hard to get all this in here, but let's turn this blinker on here. Let's see which one it is. Okay, so that is the left, or the right blinker is green. Okay, so let's see. There's no light there. And let's go to the yellow. And you can see it's blinking barely right there. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out of the way so we can get a better look at that, what it is. Okay, so that is going to be, on my truck, it's the brown. It's the brown plug right here. And it's going to be these two wires. That yellow and that dark green. Right there at the top of the plug. So one is left, one is right. Can't remember what I just said, but that's what that's going to be. So, like I said, if you're going to hardwire these mirrors, you're going to want to tap into these two wires and that gray one. That'll make your blinkers work on them and your dome light for the puddle light. All right, on to the next piece. All right, well, I'm going to try to explain this as best I can, and I'm going to try to draw a schematic of how I did this. These are some relays that I picked up off Amazon, and they already have like the little connectors on it for it to wire it up pretty easy. What's up, Cooper? So anyway, so I wired this up to my bench to test, basically to figure out how to do this, make sure everything's right. I did unpin some of these in order to just make it more like typical color code where, you know, your voltage will come from red, because it would have been reversed if it was basically how this one's set up. So I did unpin these. I'm gonna try to explain that. So anyways, well, let's okay, here's the switch I wired up. So let's watch and see it work. I have this long cable going over to the mirror, but oh, actually, let me turn the power output on. So I have it set at 13.1 volts. I mean, you can, you know, it'll work at 12. Set it to 12, whatever. So let's watch the mirror. Works perfect. So I have this, you know, just temporarily wired to the yellow blue right here, as you can see. And it's going here. It's going to my two output wires. So this is going to be pin 30 on both, but you can see I unpinned them in order to, I don't know, just to kind of copy what the color is on the coming off the mirror. I mean, you don't really have to do that. You don't have to unpin any of this stuff. You could just do it, but I just did it to make it easier for me. As you can see, my voltage is here. So I have red here that I think I unpinned both of these, because red is usually on here on this schematic. It's in the center. So I put that on pin 87, I believe it is. So, but like I said, I'm gonna do a schematic of this, but you can kind of see, I don't wanna, let me turn the output off. You can kind of see what's going on here and the shape of this. So obviously I have them screwed together right here. So they're kind of opposite, you know, but you can kind of line this up with this if you needed some help. I mean, I kind of wish I would have videoed me unpinning them and changing things around, but it's really not that difficult to figure it out, you know. Let's see if you can, yeah, see, you can't really get in there, but anyways, maybe I'll draw up a schematic on a piece of paper also for how I pin these. But so basically this one right here, this red that I swapped the black and the red. And then over here, it's just basically, it's on the bottom. So it's the black and the red. Okay, and then I swapped these. So I made yellow over here for pin 30 and blue over here for pin, I think this one was already, I think that's how, yeah, see it does. It comes pin 30. So I just made this one yellow. And then the white right here, that's what goes to your switch. So you can see right here, if you follow that, this goes to this little jumper that I have right here. And this goes to my little momentary switch. So I have them both wired for white. And I didn't switch that. That's the way it comes pre-manufactured. So basically what that does is that's giving voltage. You know, it's completing the circuit when I press the button. This is ground right here. So see, I have this temporarily going. Let me back up here. So going all the way over here to my ground. So the way you would wire the switch is, it would be white one side, white on the other side, those going to the relay, and in the center, you're gonna have it ground. And then of course, I switched these blacks right here, so now those are all ground. Because if it was like how it came from the factory or from Amazon, you know, those are wired, it was red. And I didn't want it to be like that. So, and the yellow and the blue, obviously pin 30s go to the mirror. So basically it's pretty simple. I mean, you have red and red. Once you switch the pins, you can see. And I think that, so on here, it would be 87A. I switched 87A with 85. Okay, because you need to wire up 87 and 85 to power, to 12 volts. Now you can have 12 volt constant, or you can have 12 volt switch, whatever. I would definitely probably fuse it, but you need to wire 87 and 85 to 12 volt. You need to wire 87A to ground. This goes to your mirror, and 86 goes to the switch. It even says right here, switch. So you kind of cannot go by some of this stuff, you know. So let me say it again. Okay, so 87 and 85 need to be 12 volts. 87A needs to be your ground. 30, that one goes to your mirror. So I don't only have one mirror wired up, but actually, let me back up a little bit. So you would take, on the other mirror, you would do the same thing. So I have blue here. So this one is going to blue. Okay, so I would, when you bring it from the other mirror, you're gonna hook it up the same. So you're gonna put yellow to yellow here from the other mirror, and blue to blue here from the other mirror. And when you hit the switch, it's going to do both of them at the same time, right? So, I mean, let me hit this again. So when this one goes in, the other one's gonna go in at the same time. That's the purpose of the two relays. Now, is there other ways to do this? I'm sure it is. I know you can get like I can't remember what it's called, but like a switch with, you know, with all the connections. You could probably get, I mean, you see, let's look and see how much it draws. I mean, look at that. So when it runs, a 0.5 amp. Right? So, I mean, you can get 10 amp switches. This dumb little switch right here is rated at 10 amps. You know, 120 volts or whatever. Works fine for 12 volts. Matter of fact, let me show you. So it's just a nice little switch. And I actually got this switch because I was hoping it would fit into this little spot right here in the truck, and it actually does. It fits right in there, right in here. And there's actually a little hole in here too, so I should be able to run my wiring from here. And that's the purpose of me using the relays, because I wanted to do something like this where it's minimal wiring going to the switch, and I can have, you know, the relays and stuff tucked underneath here. Man, this is such a big job doing all this stuff. Anyway, so I'm gonna draw a schematic. I'm gonna try to draw a schematic of how I wired this, and I mean, hopefully for me explaining it, and then maybe I'm gonna dry it down. I even grabbed some markers from my wife to do the colors, and we'll go from there. All right, well, I hope I drew this up so people can understand. And I basically drew this in the same layout that I have right here with the relays. Like I said, I have them bolted together. This is, this is how I'm gonna mount them in the truck somehow. Or maybe I'll change it, but this is how I have it laid out. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible to basically go from here to here. Now, it's like I said, I switched some of these pins, and I explained that a minute ago, but so basically this will be the left mirror, or driver's mirror, I guess, passenger mirror. And then how I have it wired up is that, so yellow and blue, so yellow goes to both, you know, comes from both mirrors, and then goes to pin 30 here. And then blue goes from both mirrors, and then goes to pin 30 here. Okay, here 87A, you see, I have it grounded right here. Black represents ground, and then the center of the switch is also going to chassis ground. Okay, now 86, this is your switch. And the wire on here is white, but obviously I can't represent white on this paper, so I used a green. So that goes to one side of the switch. And then from the other relay, 86 also goes to the other side of the switch. So you can see over here I got on the top, and over here white is on the bottom. Okay, and then basically right here, 85 and 87, they both need to go to 12 volts. Right, so on my wiring, because I switched the pins, this is actually yellow on the left side right here, and so I just put this little yellow mark. And then this wire is actually blue on the relay. So you can see here, this is blue, and this wire is yellow. But those go to 12 volts right here. You see I have yellow and blue going to 12 volts. Okay. I just have it represented as, you know, so you guys know that this is supposed to be 12 volts. So basically that's it. I mean, you have your switch, you have your 12 volts, your ground, and you have the wire that's coming from the mirror. One side is for one relay, and one side's the other relay. And that's it. And I mean, like I said, you guys can see it works the way it's set up, you know. I only have one mirror hooked up right now because it's just temporary, but you know, even through this long run of wire and all this stuff. But that's basically, that's how you have to wire, or how oh, I'm getting a call. No. So basically that's what you would do to wire it. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, I'm sure there's other ways, but this is the way I'm gonna do it. And then of course I'm going to, like, basically right here where my 12 volts is, I'm gonna fuse that. So I'll probably just put like a 10 amp fuse, or maybe even like a 5 amp fuse or something. I don't think you need much more than that. And then I'm gonna come off of I'll show, once I have it all wired up, I might even show it. I've been making so many dumb little videos. I'm gonna try to organize all this stuff when it's all said and done. Just because I know what a pain all of this is, to go from a work truck manual mirror to add mirrors to even add power windows. It's, man, there's no, I mean, the power windows, I didn't even look it up because I already had that. Somebody already did that here. But as far as the mirrors, there's nothing on the internet, YouTube, anything about basically how to manually wire them to work. But it's possible, because you can see I have the mirrors in here. I've already tested everything. Everything works. I already have the wires down here that I found for blinkers. and my dome light for the puddle lights on the mirrors. So I'm just waiting on a couple of things. I'm just trying to tackle one little thing at a time, so it's not overwhelming, because it can be. Of course, I'm doing the stupid speakers and all that stuff, making my life worse. But I think it's better just to get all this stuff done while everything's apart. I've taken this door panel apart too many times already. The more you take it off, the more you're going to end up damaging it. You can see already right here. I already have one of these that broke. That was actually from the first time, but so anyway, one more step. I hope that wiring can help somebody, and we'll just move on to the next step. Okay, before I take everything down, I figured I would show. I actually just ran the wire to the other mirror just to test, make sure everything's good. But figured I'd show you guys that they both work. And that's it. I mean, just like how I explained. That's all it takes to do both of them. So, all right, just wanted to show that, but they both work, just in case somebody, I don't know, wanted to question it. But there it is. All right, so I'm basically starting to hopefully finish today, but I'm getting ready to run the wire. This is the wire I was waiting for. Got this from Amazon, and of course, the 9-wire speed wire. Come on, focus there. But anyways, so I'm gonna tape this to the existing one here, pull it across to the passenger side. So I'm gonna try to do all the passenger side first, button that up. So I'm gonna pull this over, get it through the grommet, get it into the door, and then we'll go from there. All right, well, this is actually the most annoying part of this whole job for me, but I got actually I added a speaker wire too, just for future. I'm probably just gonna roll some of it up right here and just tuck it away. But I got it all through this little loom right here, going through the door, coming up, ending up right here. That part's done. And then here's the speaker wire. So I'm probably just gonna roll this up, stick it. This is just so, like, if a case in the future I want to add an amp or something for this door speakers. That was a super tight fit. I actually thought about running 2 of these for a tweeter, and I was like, nah, that was super tight fit. But anyway, so this part's done. As you can see, of course, my lovely wife, made me a sandwich. My son brought it out. That always helps. It's early in the morning. She knows how much I want to get this stuff done and how important it is to me. But I appreciate that. Okay. And anyways, on to the next step. All right, well, I'm going to start soldering these connections. I bought these for basically for the puddle light and the folding. I'll focus there. So it's just a 4-wire connector, and I made it to where I actually had to notch this. I'm not sure if I already made a video about that, but I had to notch that to make sure that will fit through, because I had already bought it and I figured out what the hell, but I put a little primer paint on there. So anyways, so we're going to go ahead and solder this up. All right, I got them all soldered up, ready for some heat shrink. I thought I might mention this. I had somebody the other day, well, actually it was a while back, asked me what these shields would come with, these heat guns. What they're for. Well, they're basically for, you put it around the wire and then it kind of directs the heat around it. That's basically what it's for. So I'm gonna get this done real quick, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of do step by step on this door, but then once I get to this side, I'm not gonna do that. So I kind of just figured out which wires we're gonna go to what. Of course I put blue to blue here. I did red to yellow, and then I put black. I think this was the hash. This one has the orange hash, and then the other one, brown, I put it the solid orange. So I mean, you could do it however you want. That's just how I did it. But let me heat shrink this up and then move on to the other side. Okay, well, I guess I'm glad I decided to take all this stuff apart from the previous person, because this is what I found. First of all, you can see all this black crap. I mean, this is from electrical tape. Man, I think I've said this a bunch of times already, but please do not use electrical tape. It makes such a mess on your hands and everything. I think I mentioned before I use WD-40 to kind of wipe things up. But it's the wires just twisted together. This is for the power windows that the previous whoever wired this up did it, and it worked and everything was fine. But I mean, that's just, I don't like that. So I basically took all this stuff apart that he did, and I'm just gonna redo it. I'm gonna solder everything, heat shrink it, and Tessa tape it. Please, when you're doing this kind of stuff, use this kind of tape right here. This does not make nearly the mess that this electrical tape does. It sucks to work with this. It just makes everything a mess. Anyway, so I'm gonna redo all this stuff, and it's gonna take me a lot longer than I thought, though. So let's continue. Okay, after rewiring the window, as you can see, this went back to whatever it was, and then I have the tan, which is going to the other door. That's on the green black in the speed wire, and then of course the red is for 12 volt constant. That's into the smaller one I have right here. And then the blue wire that's going to the other door is just a solid green in the speed wire. And then I have the green is for the accessory on the yellow here. And then let's see, and that's it. The only thing I haven't, obviously I rewired these. I stole this wire from with the new plug. I stole that from the new harness I had. I'm just not gonna do the grounds yet. I'm actually gonna leave them out, but I'm gonna test the tape all this. I just wanted to make sure exactly before I test the tape it how I have this wired. So it's mainly these wires. So I have to remember on the other side where they go. So I'm probably just gonna test the tape all this stuff, and this is an extra one. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this or if I'm gonna use it, but so I'm gonna test the tape this up. Okay, so here I have in the speed wire and the mirror. So I have, come on, focus, Dale. Okay, so I have blue going to this blue white of the mirror. I believe that's for the blinker. And then I have orange white going to, I believe that's purple black, and then purple going to purple. So speed wire, mirror. And then I have, let's see, I believe this is, okay, this is just gray to the tan with the white stripe of the mirror. Man, it's so hard to keep focus. So I have that, and then over here I have gray with the black stripe going to brown, and brown should be for the puddle light. And then I have white of the speed wire going to red, and red goes to yellow of the fold. And then I have white going to blue, which goes to blue of the fold. And then I have the ground, which is for the puddle light. So I'm gonna put all this together, but I'm not gonna do the grounds. I'm gonna do all the grounds separate, because I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna run the grounds all the way over there, or if I'm just gonna keep it here like how they had it originally. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna close all this up. But I just wanted to show what I had. So it's mainly this gray one and this tan, orange, purple black, purple blue, and that's it. So let me put all this together. All right, well, this side is done. See, I rewired the window, and I got the this is for the puddle light and the fold, and the regular mirror harness. This is the old plug that I think this is probably has something to do with defroster or something. I don't know. I'm not really worried about that though. But came out pretty good. Looks close enough to factory, I guess. But that's it. Now I gotta start on the driver's side. Okay, so I got the wires in, you know, through the panel. I'm halfway wiring these up right now, but I just want to, just so people can see, like right here, the plug that goes into the power window switch. There's two of them. There's one right here. That's a main one. And on the main one, you're going to use, this is going to be your 12 volt constant. It's like pink with the, come on, focus. Anyway, so it's like pink, reddish color with the white stripe. I don't know why it's not focusing. There we go. Okay, and then you're gonna have a ground, so black. But I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this, but so you're gonna have the black. Then you're gonna have the trigger. So this is going to be 12 volt ignition. And let me see. And then you're gonna have the blue wires coming. That goes down to the window motor. So basically, that's all the wires right here. This one's in here, but I'm not sure what this one's for, and you don't really need this one. I'm not sure what that's for. Okay, now that's the first plug. So the second plug, you have all these wires coming off, but you only need these three. Okay, so there's going to be a blue, a tan, and a brown with a white stripe. So if you look down here, see all the wires that you don't need. Those are all cut, and you only need these three that are left to wire it up. These actually go, these two wires come from the main, this is the driver's side door. They come from here all the way to the passenger side, and that's what controls the window from here. So that's what these two wires are for. And this one right here, you need this wire, but you could tap into this wire into the door lock right here. So that brown, let me see, that brown with the white stripe, you can see it right there. So I tapped into it. You can see it going into here. I tapped into it like right here somewhere. And then you can just extend that wire over to this harness right here. Or actually this wire coming from this harness will tap into that wire. But I was just trying to make it so everybody can see what you have to wire up right here on this plug. That's pretty much it. Let's move on. Okay, I'm getting close to the end over here. I'm gonna try to explain this before I start wrapping it up, because otherwise I'm gonna test tape all this stuff and nobody's gonna be able to see it. So I'm gonna try to explain this. But so this is coming from passenger side, and obviously I got the driver's side right here also. So on this, I'm gonna put this to constant, and the green on both sides, coming from both sides. So green, that's gonna go to switched 12 volt, and then of course black is gonna go to ground. Okay, so now I also wired, these are the blue and yellow wires that come from the mirror. So I have those wired right here. So one's going for the yellow off of the relays, and one's coming from the blue. So I have white going to the blue and white black going to the hardly stop. Going to the yellow. So, and then I also have in here, I have the blinkers. Man, this is such a mess full of wires in here. So then I have left blinker and right blinker right here. Oops, I got it stuck here. So left blinker and right blinker, that's on the blue. I just cut that in half and I put one side to the other side. That's coming from the harness, the speed wire. And then the puddle light, that's the gray. I got both of those tapped together because it only needs one. That's coming from the dome light underneath the dash. And so anyway, so I just kind of wanted to make just to talk about this. I have everything done here. So blue, as you can see. So this is the switches, but and it's just so much wire, so hard to explain all this. So I'm just going to kind of show it how I have it wired. But These wires are coming from the speed wire and from that black. It's just so many wires, man. So difficult to explain. I had to rewire everything. I still have to heat shrink all this stuff up and then test tape it, but I mean, these are all the grounds. This is the power turn on. This is for the blinker. This is for the puddle light. These three are for the actual controlling the mirror functions. And then this is for the fold in and out. That's what those are. And then this comes from the windows. So I just jumpered the grounds over here, and then I have the switched right here. And then these are going to the other door, passenger door, and this is the accessories. So I mean, there's so many wires, man. I'm gonna put these videos up and I hope they help somebody, but I don't know, I guess I'll be able to answer questions and stuff, but maybe what I should do is write a schematic about it. I could just post that, I don't know, of how I did it. So anyways, let's get it buttoned up and let's hope it works. I still gotta tap into the fuse little accessories right here for the power, but I'm almost done. The one at the bottom down here is marked D. That is for constant, and this one up here at the top, it looks like pin 8. That is for accessory. So that's where you will make your two connections right there. Well, that's where I made my connections. Alright, well, let's see if everything's working. I got pretty much everything buttoned up and tested taped up. It's already getting dark, so I'm gonna try to finish this up. But these just gotta go up to the switch along with the ground. I already got that up to the side. The power's all buttoned up there. I just gotta put the door panels, but let's see if everything's working. Let's see. Oh. So driver's mirror is working. Let me turn these lights off here. Passenger is working. Alright, so let's check the mirrors. Let's see. Yep. Yep. That's working. Oh, you can see over there. Oh, let me go all the way over. Yep. That's working. I'll just ground this right here for the fold, because I still got to wire this up, but let's see if it folds. Yep. Alright, let's fold it the other way. We ground the other side. Yep. Oh, what about blinker? Blinker's working. Blinker's working. Let's see the puddle light. Oh, there it is. Check to see if the other one's working. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's working. Alright, well, it's time to button all this stuff up completely. Put the door panels on. Everything seems to be working. Thank God. I'll finish it up when I get that switch and everything done and everything's back up. Alright guys, this is the finished product. Let me turn this fan off. I got everything done. Everything's working. I put everything back together. I actually got done last night, but I was tired. I worked on this thing for like 14 hours straight. It was ridiculous. A lot of wiring. Let's check it out. So see, well, all the door panels are back together. The dash back together. Everything underneath. So let's check it out. I'll just start it up. switch right here for the fold. So see, you can see them folding. So that works good. And then you have the blinker, left blinker, right blinker, and then of course, you know, the mirrors, they work. You can see everything works. Power windows, rewired all that. Everything's working good. I guess my final comments, my final thoughts on everything. I mean, it was a lot of work to get, you know, these mirrors done. A lot of work. For the average person, I mean, they probably ain't gonna want nothing to do with it, honestly. Is it worth it to me? Yes, it is. Did it seem overwhelming at times? Man, maybe a little bit. For the average person, it might seem really overwhelming. But I mean, I've been doing wiring and stuff for my whole life, pretty much. I do a lot of you know, that kind of stuff at work as well. So, is it possible to add power windows and power mirrors with blinker, puddle lamp, power fold? Absolutely, you can do it. But you have to, you basically just have to hardwire everything. So, but it's possible. You know, I came off the accessory right underneath the steering column. There's an accessory post, and I had one that had a constant. I hooked up the power fold to the constant. The windows are they actually use both. The mirrors are just to the accessory. You know, there's, like I said, two easy posts. I actually fused them just to make sure that nothing, you don't want your truck to burn down or something. But I put a 5-amp fuse in the mirrors and basically the accessory posts, and then I'm running a 15-amp for the power windows and the power fold. Might be a little bit overkill, but I think it'll be all right. I'm not even sure what the actual spec is on the stock vehicle for the power windows as far as the fuse, but everything went back together. Stereo sounds all right. I mean, this is kind of a, I like this big screen and it's pretty cool, but it's all right. It's not real fast. It's not, I mean, other than it has the big screen, but it works good. I set up my phone to do a like I use Tasker, and so when it connects to this via Bluetooth, it automatically turns on my hotspot, and then that's how it gets the Wi-Fi. You can see right here it's connected. That's actually being connected to my phone. So, I mean, this radio was plug and play. Literally, you just connect the harnesses to it that it comes with, and it plugs right into the GM vehicle, and everything works. Steering wheel controls, everything work. You can see I'm using the steering wheel, but everything works. Is it worth what I paid for it? I mean, yeah, absolutely. I didn't pay very much for it. So, but yeah, I got this truck. I drove it actually one time before I started this whole project, and it's just been sitting. I actually drove it today, just to, I don't know, just kind of enjoy it. But it's all back together. I'm gonna be bagging this truck here pretty soon, but that's a little bit ways away. So I got to get some wheels, and probably gonna put 26s on it. Just gonna lay frame, no body drop, nothing like that. But and I'm actually thinking about doing the Titan window in the back. I think that would be pretty awesome. Maybe even a sunroof. I don't know. We'll see. So it's just my little toy I'm playing with. But yeah, anyways, man, I made a bunch of videos. This is a conclusion video of everything being done. I'm gonna try my best to put all those old videos together, and that I was going through it, and I don't know. I may even try to draw up a schematic of what I did and all the wiring. But we'll see. it's super complicated, very difficult to try to explain exactly what I was doing. So, but I'm gonna do my best, and then I'll just kind of I'm gonna try to edit and put everything in order as best as possible to try to explain how to get this done. But it's definitely possible. So if you really want power mirrors in your work truck and power windows, it's absolutely can be done. So anyways, all right, everybody, I hope you enjoy the videos. Obviously this is gonna be the video I'm gonna put after I do the other videos. So but hope you enjoy the content, and like and subscribe if you want. I mean, I just put little videos up here and there to try to help somebody out. Anyways, peace.